All right, what is up, guys? Back at it again with another video. Back on the self-improvement train. We are out here trying to understand why people are not making it in the world. Why are people exactly where they are and not progressing? Staying at home at the age of 35, Gen Zers at the age of 21, 22 years old, just not being able to understand that you have to work, hustle, and kill if you want to get to anything substantial in this world. Not just talk about the fact of you don't want to do your 9 to 5. Let's actually get aggressive and work and get some stuff done here. So I thought about it, right? A bunch of these people are online just complaining about everything, all of it. Instead of being aggressive with life, getting things done and making it happen. Why are you complaining? Life is hard. Everybody has it hard. Every single person out there has life difficult. And yet some people make it and some people don't. So I want to understand, why aren't people making it? We're going to find out. So we're going to watch our boy Kenji over here. Our dude is a 38-year-old male who's single without a wife and kids, who's living at home with his parents. Why are you like that? Let's hear what Kenji has to say.
Hey, this is Kenji here.
Kenji, not Kanji. Same thing.
Video I'm gonna talk about.
Listen, number one, bro, you are in your car by yourself wearing a mask and it's not even on properly. What are you doing? Explain that. In your car wearing a mask. I don't get it.
How I'm 38 and still living with my parents. Yeah, never did I think that I would end up in this situation where I'm almost 40 now.
How did you end up in that situation?
And still living with my parents. It's kind of I guess, definitely unexpected, right?
Unexpected, okay.
I think a lot of times I feel shameful for living with my parents. You know, the other day, actually, I have a sister that's young, 15 years younger than me.
Okay.
And I don't know, we just got into a fight over a really trivial thing.
Okay, so I can already hear this dude is just incredibly timid, which is fine. You're allowed to be timid. But where's the aggression? You're in a bad situation. You're almost 40 years old, living at home with your parents. What are you doing? How do you help yourself out of that situation? This should have been done years ago. There's nothing wrong living with your parents. Some people, they genuinely have to go home because things are that bad. I get it. But there has to be a point to where you leave the nest and fly. That has to happen. Hasn't happened for our boy Kenji over here.
Thing, right? And then I guess we kind of started personally attacking each other. And one of the attacks she used against me was oh, you're almost 40, you're still living with the parents.
Yeah, that's things, man.
You, right? When are you moving out?
Why aren't you moving out?
And honestly, I think, yeah, I think you really kind of hurt my feelings and
understandable.
Kind of really
okay.
Put me in this place of shame, embarrassment, and guilt, right? I don't know, I feel
Why are you home at 38? What are you doing?
I guess I could try to move out, but then
yes,
I don't know. I feel I guess I've been really complacent with myself, with my situation.
There it is, complacent. Okay.
But on the other hand, I feel if I move out, find my own place to live right now, it's really going to I'm barely going to survive, right? I'm barely going to
survive.
make
Okay.
my ends meet.
I know exactly where he's going with this. Listen, life is not easy. Everybody's going to have their moment of difficulty and struggle. You have to go through the adversity to figure out how to get out of it. Pressure will turn you into a diamond. You need pain. Pain is necessary for life in order for you to level up, to progress, to become a better version of yourself, to add specific characteristics to you that are necessary to take on the world. You have to put yourself in those situations to where you are needing to evolve. If you're always comfortable, if you're always settled, if you're always content, where's the need to fight? Where is it? If I'm home with my mom and she's gonna do my laundry, do the dishes, cook my food, just bills are paid, everything, right? Like, I'm good, bro. I don't need to move. I don't need to go. I don't need to fight. But if I'm out here by myself now, and I have my own place, I have my own property, I have things going on, I have responsibility I need to take care of. That's another level because there's no one that's gonna help me if I fall. Zero people help me if I fall. I have to help myself, and therefore, this becomes an absolute necessity for this to work. There's no plan B. It needs to get done. But if you're just home and comfortable, where does a need to fight come from? How do you ever get that if you're just going to be home and stay there? There needs to be a point to where, and we all go through this, every single person goes through it. You leave the nest. You have to either pay rent or you're buying a property. At the end of the day, you're going to pay rent or a mortgage. One of those scenarios. They both suck. It's going to be way more money having to be out there doing your thing, paying your bills, than simply living at home with mom and dad and they take care of everything. You don't have to do nothing. You need the development as a person, as an adult, to understand what that feels like, to never want to be in that situation. That's where the fight comes from in order to progress and move forward. But you just want to maintain the comfortability. You just want to maintain where you are at. You get nowhere by staying where you're at. And if you want to stay where you're at, then be content with where you're at. But you're making a video complain about it, so you're not content. But you got to do something. Leave and go, and it's going to be hard. But that's going to bring out the traits necessary to get yourself in a better position. Got to do it, bro.
Pretty much. Because, like, I don't even make that much.
You don't make a lot of money.
You know,
Okay.
I live in California, and like living in California is really expensive, right? I don't have like 6-figure job.
No money.
Yeah, if I move out on my own right now, like it's gonna cost me like probably, I don't know, like half of my take-home paycheck.
I mean, if you're home, you should be saving a bunch of money,
Yeah,
though.
I
You
don't
should
think
have like a fat bank
that'll be
account.
good, right? Like
You should
I
have.
really want to save, or at least like I want to start saving.
You want to start? Bro, you should have been saving for the last 18 years. What do you mean start? Where's the money? You're home. I assume you're not paying bills, and if you are, they're very minimal. You are working. It's not like you're unemployed. Where is the money? What do you mean start? You should have been doing this a long time ago. But you want to start now. Dude.
I mean, even if I'm like 38 right now, I don't really have any save right now.
Where's the money, bro? What do you mean?
I mean, in my 20s, I just couldn't put myself together.
Okay, understandable.
Wasted
20 years old, figuring it out, that's fine.
all my 20s and
Wasted the entire
30s
20s, okay.
doing a lot of bad stuff, right? Like I was
Okay,
addicted to gambling.
Gambling! Alright, bro. It's an addiction. I'm not gonna knock someone that has an addiction, no matter what it is. Like alcoholism, in our boys Kenji's case here, gambling. He likes to go to the slot machine and pour his salary in there. Listen, addiction is real. I am not going to knock anyone that has to deal with the struggle of an addiction. His, unfortunately, involved his salary being drained every single month, going to the slot machines and just giving the casino business. It resulted in nothing. The thing is that you're going to the casino because you want to flip your money because you want to make more money. So the ambition, or I guess the interest, is there to push and want money. It's just the way you did it. Gambling. Dead.
Pretty much all my adult life, and you know, I never really had any savings. And I mean, I'm going
Never
to
had
talk
any
about like
savings.
my gambling
So you
issues
gambled
and, like,
all
my
of the
gambling
money
history in
away,
another
all of it,
video, but
everything. The money's just gone in
yeah,
gambling.
pretty much like in my 20s and even in my 30s, like I pretty much spent and wasted all my money on gambling.
Gambling. Damn, bro.
That was hard, yeah.
That is rough.
So yeah, I don't know. Like,
What do you do?
I feel like definitely, like, you know, living with parents is not easy. I'm pretty sure like or my parents too. Like I feel like
And
it's
it's
not easy for
annoying,
them.
bro. Like, there's no privacy. What happens when you want to go on a date and bring the girl home? What happens when you just want to date in general? Human interaction, connecting with people, connecting with the opposite sex is a real thing. It is, I don't want to say it's a necessity, but it's such a big part of life. Having those interactions and then obviously like it progressing further. At 38 is dead if you're living at home unless you want to 100% rely on the girl, which she needs to definitely have her own place for sure. But if neither of you don't, then how does this work? I remember when I was living with my parents, early 20s, I had a girlfriend. I was 22. I was ashamed to bring my girlfriend back to my parents' house at the age of 22. Now, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, me, I had a lot of ambition when I was younger to leave and never come back. I wanted to go. I wanted that for myself. I wanted to find my own independence. I needed that within me so that I can progress as an adult, as a human being. And I knew that. I knew that if I stayed, I would go nowhere and I would be nothing. Had to go. So I did have the ambition. I did have the guilt of being there, just bringing, let's say, like a partner in my mother's house, in my room. But this is in my house. I can't do certain things because it's loud. So yeah, I don't know how you're gonna do that part. You have a car. Things can happen in a car for sure. Let's put the seats down, bro.
Them to live with me, right? To live with 34, 38-year old adult son, and I'm like I'm still single, and
Single.
like
I just said that. Of
I'm
course you are.
definitely like I feel like I fall into like I guess unorthodox, like unusual um pathway of like
Okay.
most adults, right? Adult men. You know, a lot of men or females men or women, you know, in my age group, they're either married or you know they have their life together. They either have bought a house, um, they have I don't know stable career. Um, they either have bought a house or have a significant amount of like down payment or savings to put towards down payment to buy a house in the coming years, right? But for me, yeah, I don't really have any savings. I don't, yeah, I don't have much. Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, like, I really wonder, like, I ended up in this situation, right? Like I feel like just I know I fucked it up, but sometimes I wonder like, damn, like time flew. Time passed by like so quickly, right? Like how did I even end up in this situation? But here I am, and I'm just like basically like barely scraping by without any savings. And I know that like I feel like I'm never really going to make that much money in my career or my job. At best, I feel like I'm just gonna like scrape by at best, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like that's how, yeah, that's how I feel about my life. Um, Almost 40, nothing to show for. And I feel like, especially like in the Asian community, like I don't know, I feel like they really value independence, and they put a lot of emphasis on like family, raising a family, getting married, having children. um I really wonder like what my parents like truly feel about me, about their son, right? Like when their son is still like living with them, when his son is like almost 40. um yeah, but I mean, like for me, like living with that hasn't been easy either, right? Like I feel like a lot of times they're like really typical Asian parents, and I feel like they don't do that as much anymore, but like they used to really micromanage me. Like I felt like I could like, I don't know, I felt really strangled a lot of times. Like like I don't know, like every time I think about my relationship with them, like I have a huge sigh like this, right? And I guess they had the right reasons too, though. Like, cause, I mean, what would I do if I were in their shoes, right? If I had a son that is pretty much like relying on them, even if like they're fully grown, like financially, maybe even emotionally, I don't know. But like mainly financially, like relying on them. I mean, even if like right now I don't really get any money from them, but I mean, still like they allowing me to stay at their place, right? Like it's pretty much like they're like offering me free rent, right? So they are giving me like financial help. That's which is like free rent, that which is like huge, right? Sometimes like I wonder like if like I'm pretty sure I might have like Peter Pan complex or something like that. That's what I've heard. Like when like people are still like feel like they're young, even if they're not really young, right? Sometimes I don't really feel my age. Um, I'm not sure if that's a good thing, right? Like I really like don't feel my age. And I think the reason why I don't feel my age is because I haven't really progressed like after um I haven't like stepped onto the next stage of I guess like life stages, right? Because usually like okay, like you go to college, you get a job, and then you get married, you have kids, right? But like I kind of have stopped like where after like I graduated from college, right? Like I haven't gotten married yet, and yeah, that's why I feel like I haven't really hit that life stage where I guess around this age most people hit, or a lot of people hit, right? For example, like I have another sister that's 36. She's married now and she has kids. She moved out of the home as soon as she got married. Or even before she got married actually. I think she's like definitely more independent, a lot more independent than I have ever been. And looking at her, like I can definitely see that like she's like taking those steps of like different. She's at a different life stage now. Um, so I feel like she's definitely more mature emotionally. Like I don't know, like financially. I mean, in every aspect. Um, So yeah, I feel like sometimes I don't feel my age, and I guess it really kind of shows when I interact with people. Sometimes people